another episode of Rebuilding Portsmouth. Now, this is the first episode that you're going to see that's come out that I've recorded after the patch, the 15.3 patch, basically. So my question of the day for you guys is, what do you think of it? Like, what have your experiences been with the patch so far? Are there any things you like, any things you don't like? Those of you who watched my Red Star episode earlier will know that I'm already a little bit at odds with the alleged fixes on goalkeepers parrying shots. But I think what it has done, though, is it does seem to have made the tactics more solid that we have using both my saves. So that is a definite bonus for me. Like, things that should be happening and weren't in the tactics now are happening, and that is crucial to note, because I always found myself saying, why is that happening when I've got this set to this, and that doesn't seem to be happening anymore. So that is good. Now, we are joining us, of course, at the Champions League group stage. You'll notice it says European Champions Cups because obviously with the patch all those names get reset again, which is a pain. So I will have to download yet another name fix to fix that again. So in the top pot you've got Chelsea, City, Atletico, Paris Saint-Germain, Barca, Man United, Juventus and Bayern Munich. I think we're in pot number 2. We should be, from what I remember, be in pot what? Arco? Oh yeah, there we are. Sorry, what am I talking about? Sampdoria, Zenit St. Petersburg, Real Madrid, Internazionale, Portsmouth with a 94 coefficient. So you see, we've still got a long way to go, but we're getting there now. Benfica, Ajax and Monaco, of course, in that group. So who could we get drawn? So the CSKA, Kiev, Bruges, PSV, Galatasaray, Bordeaux, Milan, pot 3 now, and Basel. And in the pot 4, well, we've got Copenhagen, Olympiacos, Maccabi Tel Aviv of Israel. Interesting to see them in there. Lokomotiv Moscow, Real Sociedad, Hamburg. Well, I suppose it is Hamburger SV, isn't it? Victoria Pilsen and Slovan Bratislava. So, you know, Basel and Bratislava in our group, please. That'd be ideal. Right, let's do the automatic draw. I think that no matter who's in our group, we're going to be just fine, because we're now one of the top 2 seeds, which basically is like saying, go on then, have a go at the next round. So that should make it slightly easier in some of our Champions League group stages games, basically. But it does depend on who we get drawn in a group with. Remember, there's 3 English sides, so we can't be in a group with any of them. So we can't be in a group with Chelsea. We can't be in a group with Man United. We can be with Paris Saint-Germain and have been before, but we won't. We can be with Atletico, but we won't. Please not Bayern Munich again. No. It's going to be Barca or Juve. I'd like Juve. It's going to be Juve. So Juventus and Portsmouth. Interesting. That is interesting. So we're basically going to find out just by whoever's left now. So Juventus and Portsmouth at the moment is what we've got. That I would, you know, it's not too bad. Juve are a tough side. Basel are drawn into that group. Galatasaray, please, maybe? Yes, we've got Galatasaray. Galatasaray and Juventus. So, it's not too bad so far. I think we're capable of beating both those sides, potentially. But it does depend on who we get. Still some relatively small sides left in this. Unless it's Olympia. Oh, we've got Lokomotiv Moscow. That's not a bad group. I tell you what, guys, I'm pretty pleased with that. We're in Group H there. Juve, Portsmouth, Galatasaray, and Lokomotiv Moscow. I think that we should be able to beat Galatasaray and Lokomotiv home and away, basically, to make sure that we get second spot. And what happens against Juventus is going to be down to probably us winning the home leg and losing the away leg. I don't know. It might come down to who beats the others by more, but there could still be decent sides. Like, you know, it's not completely up for, I mean, City have got, look at that, Zenit St. Petersburg, Basel and Maccabi Tel Aviv. City are going to absolutely destroy that group, looking at what, you know, the team's current status is. So there you go, guys. Join me later in the episode where, of course, we'll be playing our first match. I won't tell you who that's against. You can find out when we get there, because I'll have to show you the result of a game that we've played this month already. So yeah, join me in a sec. See you guys in a minute. Right, guys, we are back on the day of our match against Galatasaray now. Before we do that, we've got some league fixtures to cover, and as you can see, my entire screen is green, and there's a very, very good reason for that. Oh man, I don't know what it is, but I think something in the update has just made our tactic work that much better, and we just look absolutely destructive when I play 2 up top at the moment. I only work when basically the 3 games this month, apart from the Arsenal game, of course. Not this month, but you know what I mean. The 3 games that we played since, the teams we played against have all played a 4-4-2. As a result of that, I decided to just go for it and play our 3 at the back, 2 up top strategy, basically, just to test things out. And we've absolutely murdered those teams, basically. And it's been good to see, but we'll talk more about that in a sec. One thing I would like to point out, though, is as you can see, for August, we won all 3 of our Premier League matches without conceding a single goal and scoring 10 goals in that process, leading us to be top of the league after 3 matches. Did I win Manager of the Month? Did I fuck? No, Chelsea's manager won it. Despite them being third in the league, they have won all 3 games, admittedly, but they've scored less goals than us, conceded way more, and are third in the league. But hey, you know, sure, that makes sense. I don't know what you have to do to win Manager of the Month. We didn't win it. We came second last season and didn't win Manager of the Month once. So there you go. Also, we've had a Capital One Cup draw, and it is against Manchester City in this 3rd round. So it looks like we're heading out of that one nice and early this time around. That cup hates us, doesn't it? Easy draw? Nah. So I'm probably going to play the reserves for that game, just because I don't need the hassle. The board don't care about it. And as much as I'd like to win it, I don't think I should be putting it ahead of bigger things like we've got this season. And, you know, I'm not going to risk playing our full-strength side against Manchester City, where we're probably just going to lose anyway, when we have to play them at the weekend, that very weekend anyway. Let's let them tire themselves out against us, and you never know what our reserves could come up with. Anyway, let's get into the matches for this month. Now, we started things off, and this one is just immense. I just cannot believe how well this tactic is working now. So Forest played 2 up top, and it's completely understandable. Now, also, something else I just want to point out. I noticed this during the game. Forest have a player called Christian Banana. I saw him make it came up in the commentary when I was looking at it, and it was like, Banana puts it out for a throw, and I was like, what? So, yeah, there's that. I don't know. He's a centre-back, but I think the problem was our players could just peel off of him. Sorry, I can't. I can't stop myself. His name's Banana. I mean, he's not a bad player either, really. I mean, well, from what we can tell. So yeah, I just felt that was something we should probably be pointing out. I can't think of any other Banana jokes off the top of my head now. If you've got any, drop them in the comments. I'd be kind of curious to hear them. So yeah, let's just actually get in and show you the highlights. Now, bear in mind, you'll notice something that Gerald Van Os was sent off after 19 minutes in this match. 19 minutes. And it was a stupid tackle, and he's suspended for 3 matches as a result. As you can see, Millington coming through there and actually scoring. Goalkeeper was pretty poor on that one. But Millington finally got his first goal of the season and made it 1-0 to Pompey on 8 minutes. And I wanted to make sure we get a good win. So bear in mind, at this point now, we're down to 10 men. Now, because it's Van Os, I didn't change anything. So we basically just played the same system, but without an attacking midfielder. It was good in a way, because it meant that we didn't have to make any defensive changes, and we were basically just as solid as we were before, just without that little extra man to run from deep, basically. We still had 2 up top, so it was kind of, you know, just slightly less when it comes to playmaking. Big tackle there. But, hey, that did not stop us. Santos with the ball up here. Pipoca brings it down. And Pipoca, look at this for him. Rounds 1. He's just so pacey, and his dribbling ability gets on the rebound. And look at that. He's actually able to dribble at them and score his 2nd goal of the season. I think he scored at Arsenal as well in the first match. So there you go. 2nd goal of the season for him. He's had a good start to the year. Then, just a few minutes later, remember, still got 10 men here. Santos is ball into the box, and Luigi Lucarelli scores his 2nd goal of the season. I'm pretty certain that he scored against Arsenal in that last game too. So what a start for him. Then, just after half-time, 3-0 up at half-time with 10 men, did I decide to try and sit back on it? No, I didn't. Pipoca around the corner, Lucarelli with a lovely finish to make it his 3rd goal of the season already. He's looking lethal, because he's a good finisher. You know, he can play striker, and we've trained him to play this role, and it's worked, basically. 66 minutes in, though, you know, 4-0 up at this point. Millington here, shot initially is saved, comes back, and there's Mark Simpson to put it over the line. The youngster who'd come off the bench to replace Pipoca, scoring his 1st goal for us on his debut. 5-0 up after 66 minutes. It could have got a lot worse for them. We had 9-1 on clear-cut chances, just dominant, and that's what I like to see. And, yeah, with 10 men for most of that game. Next up, away at Sheffield United. This was an away game, so we still decided to go for the tactic, because why the hell not? And I think it was a very worthwhile choice of tactic for the game, because as you can see, Millington scored another hat-trick. No, he didn't get a hat-trick against, what am I talking about? He didn't get a hat-trick against whoever, Forest, did he? But he did open the scoring here after just 1 minute with his 2nd goal of the season. And it was the Millington show. But here, again, as you can see, 7-0 on clear cuts, just dominating the game. Gomez's ball up here. Pipoca slaps it through. Millington sets himself and just dispatches that for a 2-0 lead before half-time. And we still had time to sort of wrap the game up late on and managed to keep a clean sheet, most importantly, with this. Robert Gray's is pivotal as well as tactic works. Mehdi Sassi's had a good month too. Ball comes through. Millington rounds the goalkeeper and completes the rout at 3-0. Meaning that we were top of the Premier League after 3 matches and had yet to concede a goal. And that is just superb play. And just so happy with the performance. In our next game, we went to Spurs. We had to host Spurs. Now, irritating things. Firstly, Santos picked up an injury that I never got notified about. I came to the team selection screen and it had a little orange thing over it, and I was like, what? I went back and looked through my inbox. There was nothing in there about him getting an injury. It turned out he had a bruised rib, but I never got notified of it, so it was really strange. So he missed this one, so I put a note after that. Unfortunately, he got injured during the first half, which meant I had to bring on Mehdi Sassi. That was a good decision. Trust me, it was a good decision. So Spurs actually started all right, and then, you know, I thought this was actually going to be them taking the lead, but Belongo came out and claimed it like the biggest of the Belongos that he is. And it just continued from there. Whacks it downfield. Pipoca, I thought was going to get on the end of it. He does look really, really dangerous when he's got the ball at his feet and dribbling. Ivancic, of course, pushed further up here. Gomez here, ball clipped away, and again it's going to come back. But basically, we just obliterated Spurs in the first half of this game. At home with this tactic against a two up top, we look absolutely just destructive. Ivancic's ball over the top, Millington takes a touch and just whack. What a finish that is from Norm. You know, 5th goal of the season, all of a sudden, you know, he's right back in there with the goal scoring. You know, after a poor first game, you know, he's scored in every game since. Millington comes inside, brings it back, Gomez with the save there, and back it comes, and Lucarelli squeezes it over the line for his 4th goal of the season already. He started incredibly strongly too. So 2-0 up after 10 minutes. Oh, things got better for us though. On the half an hour mark, Belongo's long ball straight through. Millington takes a touch, sets himself, and it's 3-0. And bear in mind, he's just scored a nice little one-on-one that usually we would miss. So the update clearly has fixed that. 6th goal of the season for him and his 2nd of the match. Oh, we weren't done yet. Just before half-time, Spurs looked like they were about to score themselves, but we got the ball up pitch, and when Pipoca gets it here, he's just so lethal. He can just run at people for days. Drops it short for Lucarelli. Some lovely passing work here, though. Look at this for intricate passing. Lucarelli then dinks it to the far post, and Mehdi Sassi's in there. The tactic just seems to work more. They're passing the ball around with this work the ball into the box approach so much better. We're keeping a lot more possession and just completely obliterating teams. This is first half stoppage time now, 4-0 up. A lot of this started from Spurs attacks, but Longo with the long ball again. This time we don't win it, but we just seem to look a lot better with our passing in and around the area. A lot of the movement is better. We just look so good. It's a joy to watch some of the play we're putting together at the moment. Some of our little passing moves in and around the box. Tercio's done a good job in place of after that. Sassi here knocks it through. Millington takes a touch and the goalkeeper can't keep it out. And that made it 5-0 at half-time. And Millington now has 7 goals this season already. He started off, I mean, just incredibly. Then in the second half, I thought Spurs would come at us, and I did think that they might actually get a goal in today's game, because unfortunately with this tactic there's not a lot you can do. It was terrible defensive play from us to actually allow them to do that, which was poor, but it cost us. But they did create some good chances and did deserve to score a couple of goals at least, probably. Or at least a goal, but they actually got 2, and we conceded one from our own... oh no, we didn't. What we're talking about, Sassi's ball across it, and Mark Simpson off the bench to score his 2nd goal of the Super Subby season to make it 6-1, and just, this is insane stuff, but it's what I like to see, is this kind of play that, you know, will give us a chance this season and give our goal difference a little bit of a much needed boost. And also, bear in mind, Man United have actually lost 2 matches already this year. We're 6 points clear of them in the league at the moment. Obviously, City have won all 4 games along with us so far, but we are above them in the league still, just about on goal difference. They've scored a shitload of goals as well, and they've actually only conceded 1 in their first 4. But we've scored more now because of obviously results like this. So we are still just about top of the league, but we're giving it a good old crack. We're already 5 points clear of the Champions League spots, of dropping out of the Champions League spots after just 4 matches. Fierro there making it 6-2, but by this point it was just consolations. He's already got 6 goals for Spurs this year though. That's worth pointing out. So what a start to the season we've had. 4 games in, we are top of the league, 2 goals conceded, 16 scored, an average of 4 a game, 12 points on the board. And, oh, actually, no, we're only 4 points clear of looking at that, because Arsenal have won another game. Millington top scorer in the Premier League with 7 goals in 4 Premier League matches. He's going for it again. I think he wants to somehow beat that record of last year. Santos, as you can see, is the best average rating with an 8.97. Clean sheets, Big Up Longo, of course, has 3. Most man of the match awards, Norman has 2. Santos already has 4 assists, but he had 4 after his first 3 matches. So... oh, I just wonder. Hull City are bottom, having lost all 4 matches. Guess who we play in our next game? Oh, it's Hull City. We've got a real chance to go for 5 straight victories before that Manchester City game at home, which is crucial, because if we win that, there's every chance we could really have a good crack at this title this year. I'm feeling it. Anyway, let's take a little look at the squad while we're doing that. Top goal scorer, Norman Millington with 7 in 4. Lucarelli has 4 in 4. Simpson and Pipoca have 2, and Mehdi Sassi has 1. As for assists, Santos with the 4. Player of the matches, Millington with 2. Yellow cards, no yellow cards at all this season. Not a single yellow card yet. Even Ivancic hasn't been booked. Red card, of course, of Vanos. Average rating 8.97 is mental. Key aerial challenges, Pedro Miguel Lopez with 14. Key passes, Pipoca has made 21 key passes. That's got to tell you something. And Santos, of course, 19. 21 key passes in 3 matches and a substitute appearance. This lad is creative as hell. Key tackles, 6 for Miguel Lopez Souza. Interceptions, interestingly, Robert Gray is the second best on interceptions. Value, Millington now, £37 million is his value at the moment. Santos, 29, and Borja Gomez, rather, is 30. Wow. That is all I can say to that. I have had Aykut Kaya complaining about lack of first-team football, even though he has played 1 game already in the league this year. But because I've had to play that other tactic, we can't put a fullback in. But we'll see how Galatasaray line up today. They're going 2 up top, which means we're going 2 up top. It's as simple as that. Every game we've played this sort of episode has been 2 up top against us, and if it's working, why change it? Santos will come back in though. So Millington and Pipoca up front. Vanos, because he can play in Europe, of course. Santos, Ivancic, Sassi, Lucarelli, Lopez Souza, Verstraeten, and Gray. Gray always needs to be in the middle though, because he's vastly better at that role. Do I not have Borja Gomez available at the moment? Surely he'd be a better choice than Ivancic for that role, or is he just not fully match fit yet? Is it match fitness that's the issue? No, it's not. Okay, in which case Gomez will start. Ivancic is just not quite as good at that at the moment. That is a very, very strong lineup. We're going to just put that down to control, though, just to be sure about things. But I'm quietly / incredibly loudly confident at the moment. There's another guy, there's a player I'm looking at, and I want to try and sign him next season, if we can get the money, because he came through on a scout report. Oh, shit. Nope, that's the wrong one. Apologies for this, guys. I just remembered him. He's called Mamute. He plays for Santos. I swear that's the same guy, even though I've clicked. It keeps showing me the same one. What? Okay, we'll just search for him instead. Oh, that's useful. Santos. He plays for Santos. Where are you? There we go. Look at this guy. I mean, he plays for Santos. My scout reckons that we could get him between 25 and 40 million. It would need a lot, but look at those stats. Apart from his aggression, look at those stats for a winger. Crossing, corners, dribbling. Finishing isn't even that bad. Long shots. He's got good long shots. Technique. Off the ball. He's got great physicals. He's... Oh... Just wow. He's someone I'm looking at potentially. So yeah, let me know what you think of him. Right, let's submit the team and get into this game against Galatasaray, and hopefully we can come up with a big win to start the day off with a bang. Start this group stage. We should really notice that Draxler plays for Galatasaray now, interestingly. Ooh. I think that this 2 striker tactic just works so well against teams that play 2 up top that it would be silly of me not to use it today, really, considering how well it's done against every other team this month. You know, this could well screw up massively for us, but I just feel that we're strong enough to get away with it. Oops. Not get away with it, what am I talking about? We're strong enough to assert ourselves in this game. The way it works, the way we work the ball, and the fact that we've got probably the strongest possible starting 11 out of our entire squad out there tonight, basically. That's the way I'm looking at this, you know. So if it fails, then fair enough, but I don't think it will somehow. I think we'll be strong. Oh wow! Keita has made it 1-0 to Galatasaray with the first shot of the game. After, well, 3 minutes, we trail here. We may well have to just throw this on attacking a little bit now. Just to go for it. I still think we've got plenty of goals in this. Maybe this was just an early blip in the game, considering how well we've done against 2 striker tactics so far. They've all played 4-4-2 this month, and we've beaten them all comfortably. But maybe this doesn't work in Europe. Maybe it just doesn't work in Europe. Oh my god, Galatasaray have started really well here, haven't they? This is not good at all. Oh my god, we're 2-0 down after 7 minutes. What is going on? What is going on, guys? Come on, this is not acceptable. If If we don't show any signs of improvement by half-time, I'm changing things up massively. But I really don't want to have to do that. Lucarelli, Pipoca, goal. Right, we're back in the game. Pipoca with a lovely finish there. Third goal of the season for him, and we're right back in this now with our first shot of the game. Hopefully this is the sign of us coming back, because that's not been a good start. Lucarelli puts the ball through here. Pipoca takes a touch. It's a really tight angle, but he's managed to squeeze it through the goalkeeper's legs there for his third goal of the season. But we need to show more. We need to really come at them, and oh my god, are we going to get another one conceded straight off kickoff? I sense this could be quite an entertaining match to watch. I would stay tuned, guys. I think there might be quite a few goals in this one. Gray there, intercepting, that's better. Now we've got a bit more space in the midfield for our players to run into. Sassy likes a good dribble as well, which is why one of the reasons I was interested in. Pipoca around the corner, that's poor. Trap into the midfield, but Gomez just knocks it straight down. Vanos round the corner. Lucarelli back across Millington. Oh, Santos. Ball across Pipoca, and it's 2-2 after 11 minutes. What a comeback. That didn't take long. Pipoca with both the goals for us. What a performance from him. He's getting in the right places as well. We're looking more dangerous now. I can't believe that... Oh, Millington didn't score that, but Santos' ball back across. Another assist for him this year, and 2 more goals for Pipoca at the start of this match. Where is this game going to take us next? It's probably fine, we'll go back behind again now. But we've come back from 2 goals down to... Oh dear. Oh dear. To draw level! Oh, and a big chance there for Galatasaray to make it... to make it 3-2. It's been a very, very weird game so far. Like, they are edging it, but, you know... Oh, Pipoca. Oh, good chance for us again there. This has been a crazy start to the match. What an opening 10 minutes it was. Pipoca brings the ball down. Is there a runner? There's got to be a runner. Sassy. Surely just a man around the side. Lucarelli. Can he get the ball back across? He can! Santos, 3-2 Portsmouth in the first half. What a comeback. In the first half here in Turkey, it is Galatasaray 2, Portsmouth 3. Sassy with a lovely little ball down the line here. Lucarelli dinks it up, and Santos with a really tight angle makes it 3-2 to Portsmouth. And this has come out of nowhere. What a game in this first half. I'm glad I didn't change anything, because although we're not looking too great, we've scored 3 goals with very little shots, which is what it kind of has been happening at times with this system in the early stages of games. Right, well, let's just go for it in the second half and see what happens now. We're on attacking. Let's just turn it down to control. Maybe even turn it down to standard in a minute, just depending on how this second half starts to go. You know, they obviously are going to try and come at us a little bit in this second half. It would be ridiculous of me to expect them not to. We're getting so much possession, though, it would be silly of me to go on counter because we've got so much of the ball, and they're clearly willing to let us keep it. Remember, we are away from home here. That's worth pointing out. Pipoca's been absolutely stupidly good in today's game. So who do I bring in? I'm thinking Borja Gomez can come off because he's not been great, and Ivancic is ready to go. So we'll get him in as our first substitution of the game. Hopefully that'll make a difference. We've only had 3 shots on target. We've scored all 3 of them. That is a very unlikely thing for us to have. So I'm going to accept it. Robert Gray is looking absolutely cream crackered in this one. So we'll get him off now as our next sub. And I think Mark Simpson, possibly even on for Millington, would be our last change of the game, which I will make. You know, I'm tempted to go defensive just for this last 10 minutes now. We will close him down. Well, actually, we'll do it on here. Did anyone else see that scoreline? That Lokomotiv Moscow are 3-0 up against Juventus. Interesting. Right, changes. What's the last change? Who should we bring off? Actually, I'm tempted to bring off... I'm tempted to bring off Santos for Archubi, just because he's least... well, so to speak. Now, if we could just get this put on defensive for this last few moments of the game, just take your time, drop deeper, use some slightly tighter marking. Hopefully we can get through these last few minutes. It's been a bit of a dull second half, but that first half was quite a cracker. If we can get over the line here with a 3-2 win, oh, maybe even a 4th, who knows, or a horrific counter-attack. Oh, it's in the back of the net. I think it's Gerald Vanos. Yes, it is. Galatasaray 2, Portsmouth 4. We've only... I don't even know how that's gone in, but it has done. It's 4-2 to us, and that is the perfect start to the game. And also the fact that Juventus have lost 3-0 here. Comes to Vanos. What a hit that is in off the crossbar. Shame he was suspended for the game against Hull, but he will be back for the match against City, which is crucial. What a turnaround. That is all I can say about that. What a turnaround. 2-0 down after just a couple of minutes. Levelled it by 15 minutes into the game. And end up winning the game by 4-2. Could I suggest that we're lucky? Definitely. Galatasaray deserved a draw out of this game at least. But we've gone and we've dug in, and well done. That's all I can say. 3 assists for Luigi Lucarelli. What a performance from him. 2 goals for Pipoca. Santos with a goal and an assist, obviously. You know, if he's playing, he's doing that. But the fact that Juventus have lost 3-0 in Russia, tell you what, guys, I think that means that this group has just been blown wide open with the chance for us to win it. I think, you know, we've still won every single game this season, and I think that's only going to come to an end when we play the Capital One Cup game against Manchester City, personally. That's just the way I'm looking at it. So, in our next episode, we will, of course, be doing our home match against Dynamo Moscow. Or should I do the Premier League game against Manchester City? I don't want to do too many double live comms in the first half of the season, just because it could make things a little bit too long in some of these episodes. So I want to pick one. I personally think that Lokomotiv Moscow at home, we probably would win. Just you know, I feel like we'll probably win that, and I think that maybe we should do the home match against City in the Premier League instead, and then we'll do the Juventus game instead. That's the way I'm looking at it. I'm thinking potentially that's the best way to go about this, wouldn't you say? So I think that's what we're going to do. Next match, we're going to do Manchester City at home in the Premier League, which could be an early title decider. Well, not a title decider, but an early clue as to who's going to have a best chance in the title. We are at home, so we need to really exert ourselves. So guys, if you like what you're seeing, please drop a like on the video, and if you'd like to see even more than that, please subscribe to my channel for more Portsmouth and Red Star Belgrade in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock, and I will see you guys in the next episode for the league game against Manchester City. Bye-bye.